I know what your life looks like. Thousands of influencers telling you to start different online businesses. But is this working for you? And even if it's making you money, are you actually passionate about what you're doing? Are you even building something that's going to leave a lasting mark on your name? No? Well, of course not, because the current teachers don't seem to care about value, integrity, or impact anymore. Bad business models taught by people that couldn't care less about your journey. All covered up by fancy lifestyles and empty promises. But this just in, shocking news. Young entrepreneurs are finally starting to see a direct correlation between impact and income. With that in mind, I went back to the drawing board a year ago and I disappeared online. I've been designing the best online business model for young, hungry people like us. It isn't cookie cutter and it's not robot work. It's a golden trio of value creation, impact, and income. I call it IPGA, Info Product Growth Agency. And this thing made me almost $200,000 in just the first 3 months of testing it. But it wasn't always like this. I was that broke kid in the back of class trying to figure out my way in life. I did, and by now I've made millions online, but despite my success and experience, I can tell you that I've never seen any business model with the same demand as what we're experiencing with IPGA right now. If you're looking to get wealthy doing factory, assembly line type of work, then this is not for you. But if you realize that success is created when creativity meets impact, then this is for you. And so if you've been waiting for the right opportunity to do something incredibly profitable and impactful, then dial in your focus because I'm about to show you exactly how this is done, step by step. All right, everyone, welcome. Let's get into this. In this presentation, you won't be seeing any cinematic entertainment style video of me talking to your face. Instead, I'll take you through a carefully constructed presentation that I've spent countless hours preparing for you. If you stick with me throughout this entire training, I can guarantee that you'll leave with a completely different perspective on what online business means and how to make the most possible money with it. I'll be revealing the secret of what is undoubtedly the best online business model for 2024 and the coming years, and the only one that you should even be considering to start. You'll learn how I helped one of my students/clients go from $0 a month to 15K a month, to then 25K a month, and now more than 200K a month in less than 6 months. If you look at these 3 screenshots, starting with the one on the left, you'll see that the first month of working together, he sent me a message that he had now done 15K closed or 8K cash collected in the first month so far. Then a little bit later in the second screenshot, he had done 25K cash collected this month so far. This was still in his first month of us working together, okay? And then fast forward in time to around 6 months later, actually it's closer to 4 months in all honesty, he said, I'm currently at a cool 200 to 300K a month with a clear plan to get to 500K and then to the $1 million a month mark. So I suggest that you turn off your notifications and that you make a deep and conscious decision to stay focused for the entirety of this training video, because I guarantee that you'll thank yourself for it later. Furthermore, if you stay until the end of this video, I'll give you this step-by-step guide to 10K a month in 2024 document, but trust me, the guide will not make sense unless you listen carefully to everything I'm about to explain. Ready? Let's begin. In case you haven't seen me before, my name is Sander Stage. I'm a 22-year-old multi-millionaire entrepreneur. I've made every penny I have in online business. I've never inherited money or anything of value. I've never raised capital for any of my businesses. And I've built everything from scratch, only using the growing profits generated by my own businesses. Now with that said, let me break this incredible thing down for you, step by step. Look, it's no secret that I've profited massively from creating online education and courses. In fact, I've already made more than $4 million in profit with it. Don't believe me? Well, see for yourself. I've thrown in some different screenshots and screen recordings of course sales pouring in on my notification feed over the past coming months and years. Now I had to throw in these 3 blue ugly bars on top of them to protect the identity of my customers. But as you can see, these are pretty crazy amounts of payments that have been flowing into my notification feed for selling online courses. But how can you create profitable online education if you don't have any valuable expertise or results to share? You can't, and you shouldn't. However, what if I said that I know how you, without ever creating your own online course, can make $10, $25, or even more than $100,000 per month in the field of online education? Well, you can. These payments that you're seeing on this screenshot are not course sales. They're IPGA client payments. You see the top one for 9.5K, and then you see 2 additional ones for 10K each. I know many of you would probably like to see the same kinds of notifications, but I want to be transparent with you. Just because I'm already making big money doing this, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to make the same amount of money doing it. I've been in online business for years now, and so my experience helps me to succeed faster than someone with no experience ever could, which is part of the reason that I could do almost 200K in the first 3 months of running this new business I'm about to teach you. And so again, as a beginner, I can almost guarantee that you won't be able to scale as quickly as I did unless you're some kind of alien. However, as said, what I can teach you is how you can make 10, 25, or even over 100K a month in the field of online education without ever creating your own course. Nobody has taught this before. It's an entirely new way of doing things. In fact, I'm the original creator of the IPGA model. I'm the first to ever do it this way. Now, before we get fully into things, I want you to know that my life used to look way different, and that unlike most of the influencers teaching online business models out there, this isn't just an idea that I randomly got as a beginner one day. It's the result of having been immersed in online business for more than 5 years and having made millions in the process. It's a result of experience. And so here's a brief recap of my journey. It all started at boarding school, and no, not one of those expensive ones. This was a super boring, unprestigious boarding school in the countryside. It's actually the exact one that you're seeing in the picture in front of you right now. I was living in that middle building in the yellow circle on the bottom floor, which the arrow is pointing on. And here, to no surprise, I quickly grew incredibly tired of school and the traditional educational system. So I made it my goal to break the norm and become fully financially independent by myself. I even set up a camera using my old iPhone and recorded myself saying what I was about to do, and that video is still up online somewhere. And so I wrote my mission down and I stayed consistent with it. As you can see, I wrote some of my goals down on pieces of paper and pinned them up on the board in front of my desk inside of my tiny room. If you look really closely in the middle of that paper, you can see that I wrote, it's all about getting that first client. And I'd stop at nothing to make that happen. So you can see I took this screenshot of my note folder called the Daily Grind List. I took the screenshot where I scrolled all the way back to 2018. And nowadays, you can see there's almost 1,200 notes in here because I've done so many of these daily to-do lists. But this screenshot is from 5 years ago now, back when I was still in boarding school. As you can see, I was making a new to-do list every single day. I was waking up at 6:30 almost every single day. And I was even going to school at 8 every single day. And so I tried to get as much work as I could done before school started at 8. And then when school started, I'd be sitting in the back of the classroom with my laptop, just working on getting that first client. And it didn't take long, because then, just 3 weeks after starting, I closed my first client on a $5,400 deal. I was 17 at the time. And so if you look at these 3 screenshots in front of you, you can see that I received these 3 individual bank transfers from that first client. Now I know they say 12,000 each. That's because they were in Danish kroners, which is my home country's local currency. 12,000 Danish kroners is the equivalent to $1,800. So each of these bank transfers was $1,800, or a total of $5,400 on our 3-month contract. Again, I was just 17 at the time, so this was an incredible feeling. And so with the first money I made, I decided to upgrade my setup. This was still in my boarding school room, but now it looked better and I felt more comfortable working on this. And then I continued to grow and I started signing bigger and bigger clients. And so at this point, I made it my goal to reach $20,000 in monthly profit and then drop out and go all in on scaling even further. And that's exactly what I did. And my payments started to look more like this. You see a €2,200 payment on the left, then a €2,500 payment, then an almost $5,000 client payment. And in the last one on the right, you see a payment of over 37,000 Danish kroners, which is the equivalent to around $6,000. Again, these were all monthly payments from different clients that were paying me this every single month. And so at 18, I was making more than $30,000 per month, or about as much as a neurosurgeon with 10 plus years of education. At 19, my old agency was doing more than 50K per month. And this is the point when I moved into my dream apartment with 8 rooms and 3 bathrooms. The rent was over $6,000 per month and I had everything taken care of in terms of cleaners and all the services you could imagine. This was a dream come true for me. I had always dreamed of having my own place where nobody would tell me what to do and I could just live in my own space and work on my own business. And most importantly, at this point, I could provide for myself and support my family. I wasn't dependent on anyone and I had finally gained full freedom. And freedom is great because you decide what to do with it. Whether it's supporting your family or driving nice cars, buying nice watches or going sailing with your friends, even getting your dream apartment, whatever it may be, that's up for you to decide. Now, as I started seeing real success with my old agency, I decided that I also wanted to teach others how to do it. Well, at least I tried to. I created my first online course and I can safely say that it was not exactly an immediate success because I had no guidance and nobody to teach me. But by trying, failing, gathering experience and optimizing it for years, it eventually became a very profitable and result-creating course. And we ended up having thousands of students through it. And a lot of them did very well. If you look at everything I've encircled in yellow here, starting from the left, you can see a €1,000 payment, then a $1,500 payment. Then another member writes, yesterday I secured a $2,500 per month client with 4 months up front. Moving on to the next screenshot, we see, this morning I just signed 2 new clients. Client 1, $2,500 monthly retainer. Client 2, $3,200 per month retainer. And then right below, right outside of the circle, you can see total close today, $5,699 in monthly retainers. And then finally, I just wanted to throw in this last screenshot for fun. You can see some of our members that were really succeeding were also being rewarded. This guy, Alexander, who's a longtime member, got a Porsche. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of members did very well. Actually, far more than I had initially expected. At a certain point, it became impossible to screenshot every single win or every single new client signing the members were sending inside of the chat. It was just overwhelming to see how crazy results the members were getting. Some took it very serious and scaled to $50,000 or more than $100,000 in profit per month. We've had members like John here who, when things took off for him, he just started to send these new client screenshots every single day. I believe these 5 screenshots were 5 days in a row. $3,000, $1,000, $750, $1,500, and another $1,000 client. You can imagine when you add all of these on top of each other and you get these every single month, it adds up. And so of course they were rewarded for their efforts. Here you can see John writing in the chat, I just bought a Tesla Model 3. And then below he goes on to explain that he paid for it only via performance fees from October to January. So in 3 months, not of his total earnings, but just of extra performance fees, he was able to buy this car cash. And I clearly remember John telling me that it was all or nothing when he first started with us more than 3 years ago. And he then went on to scale his business to incredible heights and gain freedom as a result, and he continues to grow today. It's all about getting the right start, and then the momentum takes over. But after running my agency for 5 years and the old agency course for over 3 years, the business model just wasn't the same anymore. The service was becoming more saturated, meaning less clients and lower payments. And furthermore, the service delivery didn't really involve much creativity anymore. My students were, and actually still are, succeeding with it. Many of them making $5,000, $10,000, and $15,000 per month. And some of them still a lot more than that. But I wanted even better results for my own agency and for our students. I wanted us all to make more money by creating more impact and thus having more fun with our work. I wanted more students to get to $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000 per month. And so I closed down the $1 million agency that I've been running for the last 5 years. And I started a new one from scratch. And it quickly became far more profitable than my original agency ever was. As mentioned earlier, in the first 3 months of running it, I was already approaching $200,000 in client payments. Quite simply, the amount of demand I've been experiencing has been shocking. It has become clear that nobody is doing this, but that so many people need it. We saw the golden era of dropshipping back in 2016 to 2018. And then it was SMA in 2018 to 2021, which is where I had my first serious success by being early. Since then, we've seen different mediocre opportunities come and go. So it was time to create something better, something lasting, something with which you can build tremendous wealth while simultaneously creating an honorable name for yourself, one that you can be proud of, something that will help you truly excel in life instead of just trading a normal job for a business model with the same amount of working hours and the same income. And so that's what I've spent the last 12 months designing. The next golden opportunity for young entrepreneurs, myself included. As you may have heard or realized by now, we call it IPGA, which stands for Info Product Growth Agency. It's a golden combination of the agency model and the online education business. And it just makes so much sense. There are millions of professionals out there that want to turn their skills and profession into their own scalable online education, but they have no idea where to start. They need help, your help. Because the truth is that helping most professionals create, launch, and scale an online course business to 30, 50, or 100K per month isn't very difficult if you understand how to do it. It's really a win-win. Your clients get to impact thousands with their knowledge while making millions as a result, all while you're getting a nice chunk of the profit. Imagine for a second that you've helped create, launch, and scale 5 courses to $100,000 per month profit each, and that each client is paying you $1,000 per month base retainer and a 20% profit share on what you're making with them. That would equal $20,000 per month for you for each 100K client you have. And so with 5 clients, that would come out to a whopping $100,000 in monthly profit share, plus the $5,000 in base retainers, which you probably won't care much about at that point. Don't believe it? Is this too much money for you? Well, then just do it with 1 client. And just for fun, let's cut the results down to 1/4 of what they were before, meaning 1 client scaled to just $25,000 per month in profit. That's still a $1,000 base retainer plus $5,000 in profit share. So even if we're being very conservative, we're still clocking in $6,000 per month on 1 decent client. And so with that in mind, let me take you back to that growth example of one of my clients that we took from $0 a month to $25,000 per month to more than $200,000 per month in less than 6 months. You saw the screenshots. 15K in the first half of the first month where we launched. Then at the end of that month, we had already done 25K cash collected. And now, less than 6 months after initially starting, he's currently at a cool $200,000 to $300,000 per month with a clear plan of getting to that 500K a month and then $1 million a month. keep in mind, this person had no online course or online education business before we started working together. Think about that for a second. He scaled up to $200,000 to $300,000 per month, and so scratch the average 20% profit share that most of our students and myself is usually taking, and imagine getting just 10% of that every month. That's $20,000 to $30,000 per month on one client by getting just 10% of the profit. I can't make this up, guys. While creating this presentation, one of our members just signed an IPGA client on a 35% profit share deal. Look up in the right-hand corner of the first screenshot. 5:29 p.m. I took a screenshot at the same time on my phone from the old community where one of our original members had signed a new IPGA client at 35%. And as you can see, I took the screenshot 2 hours after you sent the message because I just didn't check the community because I was so focused on creating this presentation. But let's not even start thinking about how much 35% of $200,000 to $300,000 per month would make us. Now look, again, I wish I could help all the clients that are asking for my service, but realistically, I just can't. The demand is too big. And again, that's where you come in. You can help fill that market demand by starting your own IPGA. If you do, well, what kind of results can you expect? Look, I always like to make the first goal simple. Your first goal is going from $0 per month to $5 to $10K per month. And you can do that easily. This is what the IPGA Evolution looks like. Stage 1, which is getting to that $5 to $10K per month mark, and you'll be surprised to see how easy that is going to be. Because the IPGA Evolution is simple. Stage 1, getting to that $5 to $10K per month mark, is realistically achievable in less than 1 to 3 months. In stage 1, you start your IPGA, you sign your first client, and you create, launch, and sell their online course for them. Then, once you've hit at least that $5 to $10K per month mark, we move on to stage 2, which is going from $10 to $25K per month. And this is realistically achievable within the first 3 to 6 months of starting. In stage 2, you launch 3 to 5 plus client courses and you scale them up with advanced marketing strategies. Again, you can realistically surpass that stage 2 and that $25K per month within 3 to 6 months of starting. And once you've done that, if you're hungry for more, well, we move on to stage 3, which is going from 25 to 100K plus per month. And we aim to do that within your first 6 to 12 months of getting started. In stage 3, you build a team for your IPGA to help onboard, manage, and scale new clients. The goal here is to have permanent profit share deals with 10, 20, or 30 plus course creators. Again, imagine having that permanent profit share deal with just 10 course creators that you've scaled to 100K each. At this point, your own profit share comes out to over $100,000 per month. Finally, we have stage 4, which is going from 100K a month to over $1 million a month with your IPGA. And this is my current stage. This is where I'm at with my IPGA, and it's super advanced. And I'll speak on this when I actually master it myself. Okay? I'm currently developing stage 4 as I'm going through it myself. And so I'm not going to teach it before I really know everything about it. Because in stage 4, we switch things up a little bit. But again, this is not relevant for you yet. Once you've reached the initial goal, we'll help you scale to the next stages, 25, 50, 100K plus per month. And so with all that said, how would I personally go about starting an IPGA from scratch today if I were you? Well, I'd start by learning the IPGA business model and structure, how to grow and manage my agency. Then I learned everything about the online education business, so I understood how to build, launch, and scale courses for my clients. Finally, when I had all the knowledge I needed, well, I'd build my agency foundation, including an IPGA website and even a business card. A business card? Are you crazy? Look, in today's world, entrepreneurs don't carry business cards anymore because they need to do advanced outreach methods to have any hopes of getting leads. But the IPGA service is so in demand that you'll start discovering new clients everywhere you go. And so always having a business card on you is essential. Remember that guy from before? Well, if you look what I've highlighted in yellow, you'll see that he found his client in the sauna. The prospects are everywhere, and they're all interested in turning their expertise into profitable online education businesses. Take a look at this other screenshot from our community. One of our members saying, after getting so many F-offs from business owners about my SMA services, seeing this just brings tears to my eyes. He's talking about the screenshot of a conversation with a prospect that was super happy that he actually reached out to him. And so if you look at the next message in the community, you'll see that Arian replies, my clients literally thank me for reaching out to them. And then Francesco after that says, next level, clients reach out to me and I don't even have a website. This goes to show how in demand IPGA is. And so once I had my foundations built, I'd of course start signing clients. And once again, the beauty of it is that the IPGA service sells itself. You see, most people got it wrong. They keep searching for better and more advanced outreach methods, when in fact the problem is that nobody wants their service. My hairdresser wants to be my client. My tennis coach wants to be my client. My lawyer wants to be my client. Every entrepreneur I know or meet wants to be my client. They want me to do IPGA for them. I even have family members and friends that want to be my client. The other day, I mentioned my IPGA to an interior designer I met, and what did she ask? If I could take her on as a client and help her create and scale an online course because she had been considering it for a while but just didn't know where to start. I told her that I unfortunately can't take on more clients at the moment because I'm already overworked between building my new business while also handling my 10 plus current IPGA clients. And she then went as far as to offer to pay me 50% permanent profit share if I'd agreed to help her. But I had to turn her down. These conversations are becoming everyday routine for me now. We'll see. In the end, I might end up signing her if I get some more time in the near future because I believe she could be a very interesting and scalable client. And finally, for those of us that have little to no network or are very introverted, you can easily find and close IPGA clients online as well. I'll show you how in the free guide you get at the end of the video, but remember, it won't make any sense unless you finish learning what I'm teaching in this video. So be patient and stick with me now. And here's the cherry on top. Not only is signing clients extremely easy because of the insanely high demand and incredibly low supply, you also don't need 10 plus clients to be profitable with your IPGA. You can make nice money with one good client, even 5 to 10K per month. You can get kind of rich with 5 good clients, making 25 to 50K per month. And you can actually start building wealth with 10 good clients where you'll be making 50 to 100K per month. So forget the advanced client acquisition strategies, automated emails, and sending 100 looms a day. This way of doing sales is so boring. Instead, why not learn a valuable service that so many people need, but that nobody's offering? That's the fastest and easiest way to build an insanely profitable business. Remember, I was running my old agency for years and I made decent money with it. I already showed you some of the screenshots, but my IPGA blows everything else out of the water. It's just a different caliber of demand, clients, and payments. And most importantly, the service is actually impactful and honorable. Now, what does the workflow process look like with an IPGA client? Remember, as an IPGA, our value proposition is simple. We help people turn their expertise into impactful and profitable online education, creation, management, and scaling. The process of taking a new client from scratch to launch a course can be divided something like this. Starting at the left, in the first week, in the first day of starting your corporation, you'll have your first payment. For example, a retainer of $1,000. And during the first 2 weeks of that first month, you work together with the client to go from vision to a solid foundation that you can build the course on. Once that's done, we move into week 3 and 4, and that's when we help them with the material preparation. This means helping them and guiding them on how to structure the lessons. Should it be documents? Should it be keynotes? Should it be physical videos? Once again, you're not actually shooting the videos for them and you're not creating the material for them. You're simply guiding them. After the first month, because you have a monthly retainer, well, it's time for your second payment. So here you get another retainer payment of $1,000. And after that first month, once we've gone from vision to solid foundation and we've prepared the material, well, it's time for the course production. So obviously that means recording the course. Again, you're not the one recording it. Your client is the one recording it because your client is the expert. You simply guide them through the process. And by the way, if you're sat thinking, I don't know how to do any of those things, don't worry, I'll teach you. We'll get to that. And during the tail end of the course production, you set up the backend structure for hosting the course and the client's community. And then for the final part leading up to the launch, you'll do a sales and marketing strategy ensuring that they get the best possible launch. And around this launch time, if it's been around 2 months, well, firstly, you get your third retainer payment, which is another $1,000. But the best part is that after launch, that's when your profit share starts. And again, this is usually going to be 10 to 40%. Now, these $1,000 retainer payments may seem like a lot to some of you right now, but I guarantee you, once you've launched and scaled a few clients, you're not even going to care about these $1,000 retainers. All you're going to care about is that fat profit share that is going to grow as you scale your clients. So essentially, we help our IPGA clients build a course vision, foundation, and curriculum because the clients usually only have an idea and they need help to structure and streamline it. Then we guide them on how to produce the course, the material and the recording, etc. And remember, you're only guiding them. You're not actually creating or recording. It's their course. You're simply the guide. Then, while they're working on the course, you're getting the backend ready, the course platform, the community platform, and all the backend logistics. And don't worry if any of this sounds confusing. I can show you how to do all of it. Then, when everything is ready, you'll help them launch the course. Here it's important to note that launch strategies differ depending on each client's situation, and so we make sure to create the best one with them. And finally, you'll help them scale through marketing, both paid and organic marketing strategies. And I obviously know the most profitable ones from my experience in scaling not just my own, but also multiple clients' courses to millions of dollars. And again, I can teach all of them to you. But perhaps this is easier said than done. Look, it's not the same cookie cutter, factory assembly line style of work that you do in most other online businesses. Did you really expect it to be easy to make 100K per month? Easy tasks won't bring you honor, impact, or wealth. This is a real business, and that's why there's real money and real impact to be made. I didn't go to university. I didn't even finish high school. But I surely didn't get to where I am by thinking I'd achieve success by doing basic work that didn't require any studying. Making the big money and achieving success with IPGA requires real studying and real skill. But you can't learn this at university. Honestly, you can't even learn it by Googling your way forward. There are very few people that know how to do this, and amongst those people, I'm the only person that has taken a full year to actually figuring out how this can be taught to others. Not only did I spend years figuring out how to turn my own online course into a multi-million-dollar business, I also spent the first half of this year personally experimenting with teaching course creation and scaling to a handful of private students. Take Zach, for example, one of those students who just launched and did 15K in day one. I already know that he'll scale to over $250,000 a month over the next 6 months easily. Once you understand the process, it's like playing a game. And again, you can see on these screenshots here in the top one, okay, it was actually not fully 15K, it was 14.3K in day one. And I should mention, this was not a hard launch. This was actually just a little pre-launch for a handful of students that he wanted to take on before officially launching. That's not to say that 14.3K in day one is not impressive, but I know that if we had gone all in on creating an explosive launch, I think we could have done 100K in day one. But again, that's not nearly as impressive as the monthly profit share you'd be making at 100 or 200K per month. Furthermore, after testing and refining the processes with my private students, I then went on to start signing my own actual IPGA clients on contracts, which is what made me almost 200K in just the first 3 months alone. And so all of this experience, experimentation, refining, optimizing, and simplifying is what has allowed me to finally format my process in a way you can study and instantly apply to build your own IPGA. Personally, I have plans to scale my IPGA to a $2 to $3 million a month business in the next 12 to 24 months. And it's not going to be that hard because when I sign new IPGA clients now, we simply get on weekly calls on which I lay out exactly what they need to work on before the next call. And it's not going to be very difficult because when I sign new IPGA clients now, we simply get on weekly calls on which I lay out exactly what they need to work on before the next call. I'm guiding them through the process step by step. I've streamlined all the processes so much, which is a win for everybody involved, the clients also. Nowadays, I even record and upload my own IPGA client meetings to our members so they can see how I do the things I teach in real world scenarios. These are real client calls where I go through every step of the process from taking a client from scratch to launched and scaled product. And so this is obviously very beneficial for our members because one thing is studying something, but when you also see it applied in the real world, that's when it really starts to make sense. And so once again, how would I start from scratch? As I said, I'd start by learning the IPGA business model and structure, how to build and manage my agency. And I teach that in my IPGA Masterclass. Then I learned everything about the online education business, so I understood how to build, launch, and scale courses for my clients. Now I teach that in my Course Creator Masterclass. So wait, essentially you'd need to study 2 courses / 2 different business models? Exactly, and that's why it took me a year to build this thing. Now, as a member of our IPGA Masterclass, you also get full access to our Course Creator Masterclass. You get both courses fully included. So you learn both sides of the coin. In this way, you'll learn everything you need to build and manage your IPGA and everything there's to know about creating, launching, and scaling online courses. We cover all aspects. This has never been done or created before, and it's not difficult to understand why. Most online business gurus today spend a few weeks learning something and then another week or 2 creating a course about it. Not me. Again, I spent 3 years perfecting my first course and scaling it to thousands of students and millions in profit. Then I spent almost a year teaching private students and working with my own IPGA clients, fine-tuning the process to work for any professional in any industry. And then just recently, I started teaching my old academy members how to do IPGA to further streamline the IPGA business model for people like us, all while continuously crafting and optimizing 2 courses simultaneously, the IPGA and the Course Creator Masterclasses, so that they would work together. Now, we often hear that you can find all information for free somewhere on the internet. And I tend to agree. I've said this myself many times. But what you cannot always find on the internet is proven processes based on one person's unique expertise in a specific field or business. You could attempt to learn how to cook like Gordon Ramsay by reading your way through 100 blog posts and articles written by various people. But the only person that can really teach you how to cook like Gordon Ramsay is himself, with his own voice and motion. Which is why he has made numerous online courses teaching his expertise to thousands of students globally, profiting millions in the process. He scaled his impact and thus his income. And you'll help your clients achieve the exact same thing. Whether they're famous or completely unknown doesn't matter. Most of my successful clients were unknown before we started. And all of that while you get a great share of all your clients' profits permanently as a result of the custom IPGA client contracts I've developed for you with my lawyers and consultants. This IPGA process that I've spent a full year creating on the back of my past years of experience and millions in profit is not something you can learn anywhere else. This is truly the first and only place to learn how to start an IPGA and grow it to $5, $10, $25, $50, even $100,000 a month. Remember, we've seen many business models come and go. Those who got in early and solidified their business made it big, but those who come late to the show will always struggle to grow. If you're watching this, it means that IPGA is still at its infancy. This is the time to start and build an empire. I don't know what your goals are. Perhaps it's 10K per month. Perhaps it's the freedom to travel or get your dream apartment. Perhaps you want to be able to support your family financially. That's up for you to decide. All I know is that IPGA is the thing that can make it a reality. But Sander, why are you sharing this instead of just keeping it to yourself? Look, I'll continue signing and working with big IPGA clients myself while teaching it to anyone who wants to do it. I simply cannot single-handedly serve the millions of clients that need this service. But let's be honest here, this is not charity. So what's the catch? Well, I'm also trying to build my business COED, Center for Online Education and Transition, into the world's most impactful and well-respected institution in online education. Everything I teach moving forward will be part of this new business. And so the more you succeed with your IPGA, the closer I also get to my goal with COED. Because the more clients you help create, launch, and scale online courses that will be hosted on our platform, the more good impact I've helped to create, and the more good case studies we will build to prove COED's value to the world. My mission is really simple. Better education is the answer to a better future for us all. And I think we can both agree the future of education is undoubtedly online. So the more I can teach and enable a business model where you, I, and many others can build incredibly profitable businesses as a direct result of creating good impact by helping to revolutionize education, the more accomplished I'll feel. Our COED software platform has everything your clients need for the business you'll help them to create. And of course, it's your client that will pay the monthly subscription fee for the platform. You have no expenses related to managing your clients. But here's another sweet bonus. When you sign a client and they subscribe to the COED platform, we give you half of the subscription revenue every month forever. And so as explained, you're making big money helping professionals build and scale successful online courses while managing them on the COED platform. And as the cherry on top, I even give you half of the subscription revenue your clients pay us for the platform. I know it's only a small bonus to the main IPGA earnings you'll be making, but I still want to share it with you because we're in this together. That's why I genuinely want you to succeed. The more clients you sign and the more money you make, the more COED grows too. We're both winning, we both get rich, and we change online education together. Again, your clients pay you a base retainer, for example, $1,000, and a profit share percentage, for example, 20%, which would generate you $20K a month when you scale your client to $100K per month. And again, imagine you've done that with 10 clients. Now you're making $200,000 per month. And then 3, as a sweet little bonus, we pay you half of what we make on their COED subscription every month, just because why not? And so now perhaps you're thinking, okay, it all sounds very good, but why would clients trust and work with me if I don't have any results? Well, why have big companies always been hiring consultants straight out of university to help solve problems they've never solved before in a business they've never run before? Because they have the education. They've been taught how to solve problems with proven processes and systems. This is the same. You may not have scaled a course or business of your own to millions in profit, but as a COED certified partner that has studied our full IPGA education, you are equipped with all the knowledge, processes, and systems required to help professionals create, launch, and scale online courses. When you go through our education, we'll give you multiple diplomas and badges you can use on your website and in presentations with prospects to help you build authority, just like the badge you're seeing right now. This is the highest level of knowledge on earth in the field of the online education business. You cannot learn this at university. You cannot learn this anywhere else. So the answer is easy. Your clients will work with you for 2 reasons. 1, because you're a COED certified partner with industry-leading education and knowledge. And 2, because they have no other options because so few people actually know how to do this. And so once again, if you came in, this is the process you would go through. First, you'd study the IPGA Masterclass, in which I teach you everything there is to know about running this new type of agency, how to get clients, how to manage it, and how to grow it. Then, you'd build your IPGA foundation on our templates and system. Here's one of the websites, one of the IPGA websites that one of our new members just built with our system. It looks beautiful. You see, even though the COED platform was originally only thought to be for our IPGA clients and independent course creators, we also have a hidden, non-public IPGA-only plan for your website, client meeting booking page, lead management pipelines, email marketing automations, communication management all in one. What that means is inside of the IPGA account, you can actually connect all of your social media like Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, even your emails into one communications tab where you can manage all of those channels in one place. And finally, it of course includes my custom IPGA client contracts that I've built with professional lawyers and consultants to make sure that it suits every need of a partnership with an IPGA client so we can't get scammed by our clients. These IPGA client contracts are so important to this business because without them, we have no guarantees. And so I've spent a lot of money and time building these contracts for myself and for you guys. And then finally, you'd study the Course Creator Masterclass, in which I teach you how to help your clients go from idea to scaled product, how to manage the backend of your clients' online courses. And of course, I'll teach you the industry's leading marketing strategies for scaling online courses rapidly. And then of course, after studying, the real fun begins. You've built your IPGA and studied everything there is to know about creating, launching, and scaling online courses. And so now it's time to sign clients. and scale. Once again, you saw my traditional agency payments. They were good. They allowed me to build the life of my dreams. And you remember that I closed my first 5.4K client just 3 weeks after starting 5 years ago at the age of 17. You also know that so many of my old students build profitable businesses too, and that the serious ones scale to 50 or 100K plus profit per month. But this is simply on another level. I already know that IPGA will 5 to 10x the average result of our Academy members. For reference, in the past, the average size of clients closed by Academy members was $1,600 per month per client, just like the one you see on the left, which is a little higher than that. And on average, it took new Academy members 22 days flat to close their first client after joining the program. Now, we're not only already starting to see that the average IPGA client is worth that 5 to 10x more than the old $1,600 per month. Take for example the first screenshot on the left, which I showed you earlier, of Abbas signing a €1,000 a month client. This was just 5 months ago. And then looking at the dates, if you move on to the next screenshot, you can see that just 5 months later, he's now signed a new €9,000 a month client. And we're also starting to see that it takes members less than half as long to sign the first IPGA client because the demand is so high. I showed you the screenshot on the left earlier where you can see how shocked our members have been at the responses they've been getting from prospects because they want the service so bad. And so if you then move to the right, where you can see Bradley send a message in the community where he explains that he signed his second IPGA client today. Clients are just agreeing to wildly high profit share deals because they're in need of IPGAs so badly. Look at Arian's message here. Second IPGA client closed 40% profit share from my first day of outreach. Below that, you have Gustav, who writes, IPGA client signed right now, 50% profit share. Not bad. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. And it's all because of that golden trio: value creation, impact, and income. When you scale your impact exponentially, your income will do exactly the same. But again, as I said at the very beginning of this video, you won't reach my level instantly. This is not a fairy tale. However, by getting all the experience and knowledge I've picked up from more than 5 years in online business and the millions of profit I've made in the process, you can scale to high levels rapidly. Your IPGA evolution and journey will move rapidly. You'll go through stage 1 and that 5 to 10K per month mark within less than 1 to 3 months. And then you scale further, stage 2, 10 to 25K per month in 3 to 6 months. And stage 3, from 25 to upwards of 100K a month in your first 6 to 12 months. And then finally, as I mentioned earlier, stage 4, which is going from that 100K a month mark to more than $1 million a month. That's my current stage, and that's where things get different and more advanced, and I'll only teach this when I've mastered it myself. So what I'll say is, this is a game. You need to have a burning desire for it. Running a business is your life. It's your fire. You give it everything, and in return, it gives you everything back. It's like playing a video game. The more you play, the more you improve, and the more results you get. The game of life is fun when you take it serious. So just to recap, if you join, you get the IPGA and Course Creator Masterclass with all of their step-by-step modules inside. You get access to all my streamlined IPGA client processes and documents like the contracts, etc. You get access to our private IPGA community and live Q&As on the Coed platform. Now, all the screenshots and results I've showed you so far have been in our old Discord server, which is still very active. But obviously, since the Coed platform fulfills all the needs of course creators, we also have a new community platform on there. And so that's what you'll get access to. You get everything I know and everything I've learned through years of experience. Everything you need to close clients and deliver a superior and impactful service. I'm the inventor of IPGA. You can't learn this process in other courses or at university. This is truly everything you need to go from 0 a month to 5K a month to 25K a month to over 100K a month. So is this for you? Well, this is for you if you're tired of traditional education and wanting to do your own thing. This is for you if you're stuck working a boring job with little to no growth or scaling potential. It's for you if you're wanting to be fully independent and work from anywhere in the world at any time. And if you're wanting to create true value and impact for clients by delivering amazing results. This is for you if you want the world's most technical and precise knowledge on IPGA and online education. We care less about motivation and sleazy sales tactics and more about creating real results. Now, with that said, the next step is in your hands. This is undoubtedly the best online business model to start going into 2024 and for the next many years to come. And without a doubt, the fastest way to go from 0 to 5 to 10 to 25K a month and then to 100K a month. And without a doubt, also the fastest way to go from 0 to 100K plus per month. I've said my part. I've told you what you get and what to expect. And so if you're serious about scaling your impact and thus scaling your income, then I hope to see you inside of the IPGA program so we can build wealth and change online education together. And now, since you've made it this far, you've earned this step-by-step guide to 10K per month document that I promised you earlier. Now, a quick piece of advice for the serious people: read it through from start to finish because there might be an extra valuable treasure hidden somewhere inside. And so thank you for watching. I hope to see you inside, and you'll find the links you need in the description of this video. Peace.